The latest news reaching us today is the fact that Doyin Okupe has been selected as the vice presidential candidate to run with Peter Obi of the Labour Party. But the thing is, Doyin Okupe is only a standing placeholder candidate until the main candidate is selected. Today, being 17th of June, is the deadline INEC set for all candidates for the general elections to select their vice to run with them. And so as not to default with INEC guidelines, Labour Party is selecting the campaign coordinator for Peter Obi campaign, Doyin Okupe, to stand in as the vice presidential candidate until the new candidate is selected. According to the timeline INEC sets, each party has up to a month to select somebody else and replace their current candidate. So anytime between now and this time next month, Labour Party will probably remove Doyin Okupe and replace him with someone else. According to this report, he's quoted as saying, "I stand in as the vice presidential candidate of the party. Labour Party has submitted my name as the vice president of the party." Recall that on Friday, June 17, is the deadline for the submission of names of the vice presidential candidates of all political parties involved in the general election. So they have until today to submit a name. And they've gone ahead to submit that. The other party competing as well, APC, with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as their own presidential candidate, has also submitted a placeholder as well, which is Kabir Ibrahim Masari. The party secretary has his own placeholder, so he'll probably select someone as well within the next 1 month. The third most prominent party in the race is PDP, with Atiku Abubakar as a presidential candidate, and about 24 hours ago they selected Okowa, who is the current Delta State governor, as his presidential running mate. And this announcement does not seem to be a placeholder, because it looks to be a genuine selection as his running mate. And this is understandable because Atiku is looking with, and the PDP are looking to capture a reasonable amount of votes from the south, because Atiku's emergence as the candidate for PDP is already like a bone of contention among Nigerians. Although Nigerians in general are seeking to get the best candidates for president in the next forthcoming election. The thing is, Nigeria is still heavily divided across lines like religion and ethnicities, because there are a bunch of ethnicities bundled together in this country. And one of the major distinctions is the northern parts, the southwest and the southeast, and often parties is the position of power for president is always rotated among this. So Atiku, being a prominent man in the north, he's selecting a governor from Delta State in a way to create a kind of balance to placate the southerners who are edging for the opportunity to get the presidency this time. And that him selecting somebody from Delta State is a strategic move to capture votes from one of the strongholds in the south. So it's understandable that he's selecting Okowa as his vice. However, why Atiku has choosing his own horse in this race, the two other parties are still in a game of Russian roulette and trying to see who would blink first. Because APC with Asiwaju Tinubu are looking at Labour Party to see who they select as a vice to run with Obi before they know who to select as well. That would be strategically the best move to take in a bid to challenge both Obi and the Labour Party and Atiku and PDP simultaneously and be able to win votes. So it's understandable why both of them are currently struggling to present somebody immediately as their vice president, because to Obi as well, while Obi has been canvassing votes and has been gaining support from all across Nigeria, he as well needs a strong vice presidential candidate to further consolidate the support he has already. and ensure he's somebody that is very, very prominent in the election. On the other hand, Tinubu as well has the exact same dilemma. So both of them are seriously struggling. However, there's currently rumors around in the polity that Obi is currently looking at creating an alliance between his party and other smaller parties as well that are contesting in this election, such as the NNPP, the Nigerian People's Congress, that NNPC. Sorry, Jerry. ANPP rather, All Nigerian People's Congress, so which is currently has their presidential candidates as Rabiu Kwankwaso, the former governor of Kano State. So the speculations ongoing now is there's a possible merger, because this was even hinted at even before we got to this point. Earlier during the race, there was a hint when Peter Obi was leaving PDP. There was a hint that he might move to NMPP and merge with Rabiu Kwankwaso to then form a more formidable force to challenge the other two big parties, PDP and APC. But the thing is, Rabiu Kwankwaso is looking to be the presidential candidate and have Obi as his vice. Obi is looking to be the presidential candidate and have Rabiu Kwankwaso as his vice. So we feel it's easy to see how that they could have come to loggerheads and how that coalition did not hold. But there's still speculations around the Nigerian polity that there's still a possibility of both parties merging together and having Peter Obi as the presidential candidate. So we are still waiting to see if all this can be accomplished within the next 1 month and Rabiu Kwankwaso would be announced as the vice president to Peter Obi. Aside from that, there's probably also other ongoing negotiation being held with other notable people that are shortlisted to be his possible vice. And as well, Rabiu Kwankwaso himself has not announced any vice president running under him. So we're yet to see how this plays out and where we go from here. However, I think